Hello and welcome everyone watching back for Game 3 of the Grinder Winter Meltdown Tournament. Today's first game, we've got your Findlay Trojans in their away blue against the Hammond Mohawks in white with black helmets. As we get ready to start today's game, we will have George Homewood taking the face-off with Burkhart and Beach, Teagarden and Sloan back on defense. Henry Yates in goal for this game for the Trojans. And big thanks to assistant here on the clock and scoring Ben Burkhart for this weekend. That puck in the corner, shot by Mohawk. Goes above Yates. Sloan now in the corner battling against Mohawk for possession of the puck. Tipped out by Homewood. George Homewood has it now. He's going to go behind the net, look for a breakout opportunity, try to get that up to Burkhart. Burkhart gets it out of the zone, but then chipped back by Mohawk and then back into the offensive zone. Burkhart's going to tip that back. That's going to go to Sloan. Sloan's going to collect and looking to reset are the Trojans. Now Sloan's going to get a little bit of room, and he's going to find some open ice in the neutral zone, and he's going to collect and dump that down into the zone. Now Burkhart to the corner. Centering pass for Beach up front. Oh, just chipped aside, but here comes George Homewood trying to get a shot on it. They're still staying with it. Beach has it now. That gets tipped back to Nichols. Nichols fires one in front off the blocker. Now into the corner. Burkhart's got to try to centering backhand pass, but not there. But Burkhart's got it again in the corner. Tried to get that over again through the center, but now racing hard for it is Homewood, but it gets knocked out. Sent down the length of the ice. Henry Fort back on defense going to collect, but that's going to be an icing, so we'll have an offensive zone face-off. Get a fresh change of lines out there on the offensive end for the Trojans. And take this face-off to the glove hand side of the Mohawk goaltender. Cooper, Archer, and Grace out there along with Nichols and Fort. Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper hits that towards the middle, but collected by the Mohawks and then knocked out of the zone. And now Fort's got it. He gets across center ice, dumps that into the corner, goes behind the net. Grace there in pursuit in the corner as well, along with Cooper and Archer. Now along the boards with it is Mohawk. Mohawk now gets that out into neutral ice, ships that forward, but Mason Cooper collects, chips that forward along the boards, coming off the bench. Almost as too many men was Mohawk, but they get that puck across center ice, dump that deep, and Ricky Nichols is going to collect. Mohawk on the forecheck, gets it off the boards, trying to move that forward was Grace. They're going to turn around and dump that behind. Cooper's got it, gets it up to Archer. Archer tried to chip that out of the zone, held in by Mohawk. Centering pass. Yates with the save and the cover. Good save by Yates on that shot from the slots. So we'll have a face-off to the glove hand side of Yates. Just under 11 minutes left here in the first. Rylan Peterkowski to take the face-off for the Trojans now. He's flanked at the wing by Schaaf and Schwab. Teagarden and Sloan out on defense now. Knocked back by Peterkowski. Gets that up back to Sloan. Sloan throws it down the length of the ice. Trying to hit Schaaf. Schaaf now in pursuit. Peterkowski in the corner as well. Sloan picks that off and tries to clear, squirts out to the middle to the slot, but Mohawk's able to get that out of the zone, but Schwab is there as he cuts him off. And now coming out with it backhand is Schwab into the zone. Mohawk has it now still. They bang it along the boards. Peterkowski there as it gets knocked back towards the middle of the ice. And Sloan collects, and he's got a little bit of room, so he's going to skate this up through the neutral zone and then fire it in on net. Blocker save by the goaltender for Mohawk. Schwab then knocks it back behind the net, opposite side of the boards into the corner. Harrison Schaaf there. Nice play by Schaaf along the boards. Now he's going to dump it back behind the net, trying to get there. Mohawk player gets there first, wraps it around hard. Teagarden there, chips it out towards the middle, collected by Mohawk. Mohawk looking to chip that forward. They've got a skater there forward, but Sloan is back, and he collects, surveys options, and tries to wrap that around. Goes behind the net. A little bit of room there. He's looking opposite ice, trying to find Burkhart, but that pass squirts through the middle. No icing called. Burkhart slides into the boards, kept in by Henry Fort along the boards, then checked out to the middle. Puck still loose and then chipped out by Mohawk. Eddie Homewood then out on defense, gets that forward, then sent back by Mohawk. Eddie tried to send it to the middle, still chipped it forward through the scrum, but Mohawk collects. Burkhart there on the puck as well as Mohawk dumps it in. Fort back there now. He's going to wrap that around the boards, trying to get that over to both Homewoods that are or Homewood and Beach rather. Beach has it now, tries to bang that along the boards to George Homewood, squirts out to the middle, then chipped in, but that should be an offsides, and it is, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Good attempt there, almost. Had a breakaway opportunity there, but let's see if Findlay can keep the pressure on here. Mason Cooper knocks that over to Archer, but then collected and sent out. Now Eddie Homewood sends that up through the middle of the ice. Just missed by Mohawks, so they're going to wave icing off here. In pursuit is Ben Grace on the forecheck. Archer's there in the corner as well as Mohawk sends that up towards the middle, but then Henry Fort collects that errant pass, wraps that back around to Archer. Archer tries to put that into the zone, but that gets sent back out by Mohawk. Now Eddie Homewood's got it. He's going to bang it along the boards. He's going to do that again, but then Mohawk collects. They get a shot on Yace. Nice stick save by Yace in the butterfly. Sent out to Archer. Archer trying to chip that out. Mohawk sends it back down to the corner now. Now racing for it in the corner, Eddie Homewood and Ben Grace. Nice play by Homewood, play on the puck. Now Grace has it. He's going to try to move that forward out of the zone. He does. Mohawk puts it back in, but we're going to have offsides. They still had two skaters in the zone. So we'll get line changes all around here. As Peter Koski comes out to take the face off for the Trojans with Schwab and Schaaf. Fort and Nichols back on defense. Puck is dropped. Peter Koski tried to knock that over, but collected by the forward for Mohawk and dumped deep into the zone. Nichols has it now. He's going to survey options. He's going to get that out. Peter Koski in the middle. That hops over his skate, but that's going, or stick, that's going all the way down though. Icing waved off. Mohawk collects, looking to break out, sends that along the boards. Just missed Nichols. Stick goes back down the length of the ice. Henry Ford is there though for the Trojans. He's going to go around, tie that up. Now Peter Koski has it, still out in the middle. Peter Koski with it. He's nice cross ice pass to Harrison Schaaf. Harrison Schaaf's got some room now. He's going to dump that deep into the zone, and they're going to pursue on the dump and chase. That goes back behind the net. Schwab is there as well. Nice job by Schwab. That gets held up in his skate, and then Mohawk sends that down length of the ice, and hustling back for it is Ricky Nichols for the Trojans. Nichols has it now. He's going to skate, look up for options. He's going to bang that up opposite side of the ice along the boards, held in at center ice by Mohawk, and then sent back in. Nichols has it now. He bangs it off the boards opposite side again as an offensive line change happens. Home with Burkhart and Beach out now. Now shot from above the face-off circle. Hits Ricky Nichols. Webb Sloan now trying to play that along the boards. Mohawk collects, but then nice work there by George Homewood. Crosses middle ice. Gets that up off the boards. Burkhart now in pursuit along with Beach on the forecheck. That's going to go all the way down though, and that's going to be an icing. So we're going to bring this back down to the blocker side of Findlay goaltender Yace. Still 0-0 here with just about 6.5 in the first in game 3 of this winter Metldown tournament in the greater Detroit area. Today we're in Livonia. Puck is dropped at Eddie Edgar Ice Arena. Back to Webb Sloan. Sloan goes opposite side of the ice to Burkhart. Burkhart's racing hard. That just went a little too far off the boards. And they're going to call icing there. So we're going to bring it back and do it again. Nice thought there. Now chip back. Homewood had it. Now back to Sloan. Sloan's going to go opposite side, wrap it around to Burkhart. Burkhart's got this puck now. He's battling in the corner for it, chips it forward to Homewood. Homewood now trying to find a little bit of room in the middle, chips it out of the zone. Now chipping it forward down the boards. That's cross center ice into the zone. He's tracking. Nice pursuit there by George Homewood. Good play as he gets dumped, and we're going to have a hand up, so we're going to have a Trojan power play. We've got a player down for Hammond. And we're going to have a Trojan power play as number 44 goes into the box for the Mohawks. So we've got a player down. This player hit the boards. Looks like he's getting up under his own power. Like to see that. Coach is there on the assist, but player skating on 2 feet, so good to see. So Cooper, Grace, and Archer out there as forwards. Teagarden and Sloan on defense to start this Trojan power play. Puck is dropped. Cooper tries to move that to the middle. Oh, just gets sticked aside, but then held in by Sloan. Sloan's going to dump that along the boards back into the corner. Now Ben Grace in pursuit behind the net, along with Mason Cooper. Wrapped around the opposite side of the boards does Mohawk for Teagarden. Teagarden's got it now. Gets in the corner, but collected by Mohawk now. Sticked out by Grace. Kept in by Archer. Archer from the slot throws one forward, or from the blue line throws one forward. Just misses the net. Grace now battling for it in the corner. And now Cooper comes to try to chip that away as well. And now battling along the boards is Mohawk and Cooper. Kept in by Archer. That squirts out to the middle. He's going to fire a shot in front. Loose in front. And covered by Mohawk goaltender. Good pressure there by the Trojans. Get a nice shot from the slot. 39 seconds left in the Trojan power play. And keep the same line out there. Face off to the blocker side of the Mohawk goaltender. Mason Cooper tries to chip this around. Edged out, though, by the center for Mohawk. Mohawk now looking to break out of the zone. Pushing it down the length of the ice is Mohawk. They're going to fire a shot. That's going to go wide. Teagarden's got it now. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to get that forward up to Grace off the boards. Archer is there too. Archer's going to chip that into the zone. He's got a little bit of room. He tries to take a shot, just loses his footing. So into the corner it goes. Then sticking that up is Mohawk, but Sloan now plays it along the boards. Gets tripped up, no call, loses a glove. Now that puck gets knocked back to the corner by Grace. Now Mohawk collecting. They blow a tire now as they're trying to get behind the goal. Teagarden there plays it along the goal as well, or along the boards as well, but Mohawk gets that down there, and that's going to be an icing. So penalty expires to Mohawk. Mohawk's back at full strength, but we're going to have a face-off to the glove hand side of the Mohawk goaltender. Peter Koski, Schaaf, and Schwab out there with Nichols and Eddie Homewood on defense. Peter Koski takes the face-off now for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. It's knocked back to the defense of Mohawk. They try to play it along the boards. Peter Koski and Nichols was there, but they knock it down the length of the ice. This might be another icing. We're going to see, and it is, so we're going to bring that back down with just under 4 minutes left here in the first. Peter Koski again with the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped this time, tries to get it back to the corner. Mohawk defense collects. They're going to try to wrap this along the boards. Backhand-wise, comes out to Nichols. Nichols now puts it back down into the corner, and that wraps behind the net. And there's Schwab there. Schwab tries to chip that back. He does. Still battling behind the net. Schwab and Schaaf comes out to the corner as well. Schwab is there, try to tie him up. Schwab does. Now coming out, getting that puck out to try to get it to Peter Koski. Now Nichols is there. Nichols along the boards, chips that out. Nice job. Eddie Homewood now gets that across center ice, sends that deep into the zone. Schaaf is there, Schwab is there on the pursuit, on the forecheck. Comes back out to Peter Koski, throws one at the net, just hits off the side. Now Schaaf there, trying to slow them up. They do. And now surveying options and sending that down the length of the ice is Mohawk. And then trying to get that up was Homewood to Schaaf. And then they send it back And it looks like we're going to have an offsides.
Yeah.
From behind the center line, so that's basically effectively going to be an icing. So George Homewood out now with Burkhart and Mason Beach. Nichols and Ford out there on defense. Tried to get that back over to Beach, did Homewood. Tied up. Now we've got a little bit of a breakaway moving forward. Nice job by Fort to play the puck. Interrupt that now. A shot from the side. Fort blocks that. Fort tried to chip that out, and now Homewood's got it. Homewood's pushing forward. He gets that poked away from him. And now a shot. Yace covers and held on to at the line. Good job by Yace. Bounced off of his glove, and he held on to it. Now same offensive line, and we're going to have Teagarden and Sloan out on defense now. So now getting that back to the center line. Nice job there by Burkhart to pick that pocket on that shot from the slot. Other shot now coming out loose in front. Beach holds that up. Nice job by Beach. And now Sloan's got it. He's going to look for a little bit of room. He's going to try to chip that forward to Burkhart. Burkhart gets knocked over and then run over. And then looks like we're going to have a penalty of some kind. And it looks like Sloan is going to go to the box. So we're going to have a look at a Trojan penalty kill here now. And for a roughing call. So now Trojan's going to be a man down for 1:30 with just under 2 minutes left here in the first. Puck is dropped. Mason Cooper out there gets that back into the corner for the defense. Teagarden, a little stick lift. That's blocked in front. Nichols has it now. He's going to get that up to Ben Grace. Held in at the line, though. And that goes over to the corner. Shot in front. Nice job by Homewood. And then a great job by Mason Cooper on that block. And then that almost bounces over and then chipped out by Grace as he tried to poke that away at the blue line. So we're going to have a face-off to the glove hand side of Findlay goaltender Yace. Cooper to take this face-off again for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. That gets sent out to the middle, looking for a shot, but blocked with 3 jerseys on him is the Mohawk forward. Mohawk now gets it out to the point. Racing out to the point to block a shot is Findlay, but shot gets partially through. Teagarden's got it now. He chips that up to Cooper. Cooper chips that forward. And now it's just less than 45 seconds left in the penalty kill here. Mohawk looks to bring that in. Banged against the boards by Cooper. Now Fort there. He's going to wrap this around. That's going to play off the boards to Nichols. Nichols is now going to put that through center ice. That touches a Mohawk player, so no icing. Ben Grace now is racing to get down there. Nice job by Grace. Grace pokes that forward, gets tripped up, but no call. As Mohawk pushes it forward as well, but edging him out is Cooper. Cooper now hits the brakes, goes opposite side of the ice, banks that off the boards. That's going to lead the zone. Nice play by Cooper as that gets back into the zone of Findlay. And now bringing that in is Nichols. Grace there with the play as well. Good job. That puck goes back. Mason Cooper has it now. He's going to chip that forward to Fort. Fort's going to get that out of the zone, and then it's going to be chipped back in by Hammond. Now playing it down in the corner is Nichols. Nichols tied up. Shot. Yace. Glove save. That shot from the goal line there. Yace on the ready. 1 second left. Trojans back at full strength now. So now Cooper with the face-off. He's going to try and knock this back, and then that's going to be the end of the first period. So first period by both teams. Score tied up at 0 apiece. as the teams will strategize at the bench, switch sides, and we'll join them back for the start of the second period. All right, welcome back to the start of the second period here. Teams have switched sides. Ronald Peter Koski out takes face off with Shafe and Schwab out there. Shafe ties that up. He's going to have Teagarden and Sloan back on defense. Yates still in goal for the second period. Now Peter Koski on the pursuit along with Shafe as Mohawk looks to break that up the middle. That goes down the length of the ice. It's going to probably be on net. Actually, that's going to go just by, so we'll have an icing. We'll bring this down for an offensive zone face-off to the blocker side of the Mohawk goaltender. Now Peter Koski again to take the face-off for the Trojans. Everybody's all set. Puck is dropped. Peter Koski ties that up in the middle. Tried to get that back to Teagarden, but got sticked aside by Mohawk. Mohawk now moving that, passing forward through the neutral zone. Goes off a skate. Nice play there by Sloan to knock that puck back out. And now they're going to send that up. Looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play. Maybe it was an offsides, it looked like. So we're going to have a neutral zone face-off. Peter Koski again with the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, tied up, collected by Schwab. Schwab's going to get that down into the neutral zone, held up at center ice by the Mohawks. They're going to send that deep behind the net. Teagarden has it now, looking to get it to Shafe. Nice job by Shafe playing that up the boards. And then it's collected by Peter Koski. Peter Koski now gets that up to Schwab just ahead of him, but it's still loose. Schwab trying to get to it first in the neutral zone, but collected by the defense of the Mohawks. So Hammond Mohawks now looking to skate. Nice pursuit there by the Trojans. Oh, and Sloan stays in the puck, stays along the boards, holds that up, and then it's collected by Shafe, but then move forward and then sent in, and that's going to be an offsides as they have players coming off the bench in the offensive zone. So we'll get a quick line change here on offense and defense. So George Homewood out now to take the face off for the Trojans. Nichols and Eddie Homewood back on defense. Burkhart and Beach as forwards. Homewood tries to knock that face off back towards Beach. Collected, but offsides. So we're going to do this again. So again, Homewood with the face-off. That squirts out towards Burkhart. Burkhart trying to knock that forward. Now Homewood on the pursuit as well. Mohawks dumped that down deep into the zone. Eddie Homewood's got it now behind the net. Nice little spin move there to evade players. And then he turns around the other way and gets that over to Nichols. That squirts out. Beach tried to get a hold of it, but shot from the slot goes wide. Homewood's got it now. He's going to wrap that around the boards, trying to chip that up to Beach. Beach hits it down the length of the ice, but that's going to be a little too much, so we're probably going to bring this back for an icing, and we will, as the hand goes up and the whistle blows. same lines out there for the Trojans. As Homewood knocks his face off over towards Beach. Beach tried to knock it out front. Shot from the point goes wide. Yates was ready. Burkhart now battling in the corner for it. Sent out in front. Nice job by Beach to stick that aside. And then Beach is going to stick that forward, and George Homewood comes out with a head of steam. He's going to try to move up to the neutral zone, but it gets poked away. But Beach is there battling along the boards. Gets it back to Homewood. Squirts out in front. Beach knocks that back into the zone. Burkhart and Beach on pursuit. Looking to cut that pass off. Oh, the Trojans, that squirts out to the middle. Fort's got it. Fort's going to fire one towards the net. Bouncing. Burkhart's got a stick on it. Burkhart backhands. Oh, they're going to call a high stick on that. It's below his shoulder, but looks like a high stick is going to be called, so we're going to have a face-off outside. All the way down.
High stick was a penalty.
If it's a player, not the puck.
I know, I thought it was a penalty.
All right, so line change out here. Cooper out there with Grace and Archer. Sent back out towards the middle, looking for a shot and blocked. And then another shot went wide by the Mohawks. Mohawks now looking for a centering pass, knocked forward by Cooper. Cooper's going to try to get that forward, but knocked back by the Mohawks. Now Fort plays it along the boards, and then played back in by the defense of Hammond. And now played along the boards by Ricky Nichols. He's going to look for a little space. That gets poked away. Now shot in front. Yates with the cover, collected by Grace. Grace is going to chip that along the boards out of the zone. And then following that up is Mason Cooper. He's going to turn it back the other way. He's going to look for a shot. Fires a shot. Oh, just off the pad, leg pad. Now Archer's got it behind the boards. He's going to take that, get it back to Nichols. Nichols gets tripped up, but he's going to keep battling for this. He pushes that behind the net. He's still got it. He's looking for somebody in the slot. He's going to turn it around the other way. He's got an angle still, trying to get that to the corner. He does. Looking for a place to pass, and then we've got a penalty or something here going on. Yep. Looks like a tripping penalty on Hammond. So number 33 for the Mustangs going to the box. So we're going to get a look again at a Trojan power play here with just under 9.5 minutes left here in the second. All square at 0-0 right now. Mason Cooper to take the face off for the Trojans. Tries to knock that forward. George Homewood there on the wing. Gets it back to Cooper. Cooper behind the net now. Surveying options. Gets that over to Homewood in the middle. Tried to take a shot. Still loose in front. Grace has it. Tried to take a shot. Rolled off his stick. Hammond chips it forward. Sloan's there. He's going to take it a little bit to the outside. Knock that back into the back boards. And now collected again by Mohawk. Sent back. The defense has it. Grace there trying to get a shot on it. Cooper now with a little move. Fell off his skate. He's going to get that back to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to fire a shot. That's almost tipped in by Grace. That was wide. Now Grace has it. He tries to get that up to Cooper, but sticked aside by Mohawk. And now Homewood's got it. Homewood gets it back to Sloan. Sloan now plays it along the boards. Tucks one back in. Tries to tuck it forward. Again, hooked. Gets that back to Homewood. Gets that. Trying to get that over to Sloan. He does. Oh, Sloan trying to make a play on it. Now Homewood's got it. Homewood in the center trying to make a move towards the net. Chips one. Just goes off the leg pad. Now chips it back behind the net. Now coming down to play that is Sloan. Puck just passes him by. Tied it up though. Grace has it. Grace tries to get it towards the net. Mohawk has it now. Kept in by Archer. Nice job there. Oh, and then finally knocked out of the zone. So Findlay's going to recollect. And then Homewood's going to pump that into the zone. Mohawk has it. They stick it down. No high stick call there. That gets sent back in by Peter Koski. Nice effort there. 4 seconds left in the power play. Centering pass goes off the side of the net. Good pressure by the Trojans. Just couldn't get a shot off. Teagarden keeps that in. Nice little top there by Teagarden. He sends it towards the net. That's tripping in front. That's loose. Schwab comes in, tries to make a play. Diving play. Almost went in, but off the side. Now puck in front. And held onto by the goaltender for Mohawk. Good offensive pressure there by the Trojans in that last minute and a half stretch as we're at 7.5 minutes in the second. Stop that diving effort by Schwab coming off the bench, seeing that loose puck, trying to chip one in. Now Peter Koski out to take the face off for the Trojans. He's got Schwab and Schaaf back there with him. Schaaf puts it back into the corner. Now pops out to Peter Koski. Peter Koski dumps it back in deep again. Now along the boards, Mohawk has it. They try to chip it up high. And now they're charging for it. Nice play there by Fort to edge him out along the boards. Peter Koski then gets that to the middle to Schwab. Schwab gets it up to Schaaf. Schaaf tried to put that through. He doesn't have it, but Schwab's got it. He's going to fire. That's going to hit Schaaf and stay on sides. That's going to be put down into the corner by Schaaf. And now it's collected by Eddie Homewood. Gets that right past it. Front tip by Peter Koski. Schwab takes the shot. Oh, just behind the net. Homewood now has it. He's going to throw one towards the net. And now trying to keep it in was Homewood and Peter Koski. Now that gets sent towards the middle. Collected by Peter Koski, sent back. Middle ice. No icing call. So Fort collects. Fort's going to send that up the boards to Schwab. Or Schaaf. Schaaf's going to get that up the boards to Homewood. Homewood's now trying to get a break on it. He's trying to go through a couple players. Almost got through there. Good effort by Homewood. Played along the boards. Kept in by Fort. Nice job by Fort to play that along the boards. As a lot of pressure by Mohawk coming in there. And now Beach out there too. Fort puts that down. Uses the glove. Dumps it back into the corner. Schwab and Beach out there right now in pursuit. Nice effort there by Schwab, losing the stick but keeping the puck in the zone. High elbows there by Mohawk. And then that gets out in front. Oh, couldn't be kept in, but that's okay. Zone is cleared, almost cleared as Schwab was trying to get to the bench. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. As Burkhart comes out to replace Schwab, and we've got Homewood and Beach out there right now as well. So George Homewood to take the face-off now. Puck gets sent in by Mohawk on net. Collected by Nichols. Nichols now looking for options, sends that through the middle. Homewood's trying to get a play on it, gets tipped aside. Mohawk now trying to chip that in. They do collect it and sent forward. Fort's got it again. Fort's going to go cross ice. He's going to find Homewood. Homewood's going to find Burkhart. Oh, but Burkhart had his head turned. Couldn't see that. That was Beach trying to move that up to Burkhart. Sorry. Now Homewood's got it. He's got a little bit of room. He's creating some space. Cuts to the middle. And now we've got a 2-on-1. Now they're going towards the net. Oh, and it's just poked away. Sent down the length of the ice. Ricky Nichols is going to collect. He's going to get that up to Mason Beach. He's going to try to chip that forward to Homewood. That crosses the line, but then Burkhart's got it. He moves it in. Oh, but then chipped out again by Mohawk. And Mohawk goes across center ice. Nope, didn't get across center ice. That's going to be icing, so we're going to have an offensive zone face-off for the Findlay Trojans to the blocker side of the Mohawk goaltender. Just under 5 minutes left here in the second, still 0-0. See if Findlay can capitalize on this opportunity here. Mason Cooper out now to take the face-off. He's going to have Grace and Archer with him. We've got Teagarden and Sloan back on defense. Puck is dropped, knocked back. Pursuit in the corner. Sloan keeps it in as it bangs along the boards. Sloan tucks it along the side of the boards. He's got some room. He fires a shot high, blocker save. Trying to go top corner with it. Grace now pursuing. Now keeping it in is Cooper back there, who covered for Sloan as he went down. Nice job there, then playing off the boards. Looking for a centering pass out to Archer. Archer intercepts that bouncing puck. Collected and gloved by the goaltender for the Mustangs. It's now another face-off here, Mason Cooper for the Trojans. Tries to get that over to the side. Lost in the feet of players. Chipped out of the zone. Sloan's going to get this. He's going to send that backwards along the boards, but it's collected by Hammond. Mustangs now go along the boards looking for a shot. Forced wide by the defense of Findlay. Nice recovery there. Now sticked out by Teagarden. Puck still loose in the middle. Grace gets it out front. Chipped in the corner. Loose in front again, but chipped away by Findlay. Now Archer has it. He's going to chip that high off the boards. Bouncing puck still kept in though. That's going to go along the back of the boards. Grace has it now. He's going to try to chip it forward. played along and sent forward and out of the zone. And now Sloan was up pursuing as well, and that's going to be an offsides as it got chipped in. And the Mohawks still had players in the offensive zone. So now Cooper to take the face off again for the Trojans. Puck is dropped. Cooper kicks that free. He's got a little bit of room on the side. That's closing soon. He gets across center ice, wraps that around the boards. Ben Grace is down there. He's going to get to it before the Mohawk player squirts out in front. Oh, just skates off. Just goes by the goal. Now trying to chip that forward is Mohawk, but then collected by River Archer. Everybody's out of the zone, so Archer's now going to move that back to Teagarden, who's going to move that forward into the neutral ice. But nobody there, but Sloan jumps up to take that pass off the boards. He's going to cut through. He's going to find a little bit of space. He's going to fire one that gets tipped by a stick. Now Ben Grace going behind the net. He's going to try to find somebody to pass to as well, but held up by a Mustang player, or a Mohawk player rather. And now chipped along the boards again by Cooper, and sent up, and then sent out down the length of the ice. If that gets there, it'll be an icing. I don't know if it's going to, though. Doesn't look like it will. So Homewood tags up on it. Moves that up the ice to Peter Koski, who's all by himself and coming off the bench. And now Peter Koski tries to chip one forward. Still loose. Collected by Schaaf, but then sticked aside. But Peter Koski tries to get that back to the defense. And then they're going to send that down the length of the ice. If that gets there or not. Eddie Homewood now racing for it. And we've got something going down. Oh, a hurt player in the back of the play.
He stick lifted one of our players and the stick got up.
Players up. We like to see that. Player up under its own power. Should be a center ice face-off. Yep, looks like we'll have a center ice face-off as that neutral zone face-off, rather, I guess. But Peter Koski to take this face-off for the Trojans. Gets that back, but it goes back towards Eddie Homewood, who's going to cycle. Send that cross ice to Nichols. Nichols is going to send out the middle of Peter Koski. That gets knocked back into the zone. Homewood there with it now. Eddie Homewood tried to get that out. Has a player all over his back. And then Peter Koski sends it down the length of the ice. And that'll probably be an icing. Yep. And so we're going to bring that down to the defensive zone for the Trojans. Blocker side face off. So now George Homewood out to take the face off for the Trojans. He'll have Beach and Burkhart with him. Fort and Nichols back on defense. Centering pass. George Homewood's got it now. He's going to send that up to Burkhart. Burkhart's going to go pull. Oh, tried to pull one back. Got knocked away. Had a breakaway. But now following it in the middle is Beach. Beach tried to get it to Homewood in the slot, but just couldn't get there. Now Nichols has it. Nichols is going to fire that off the board. So Homewood now. Burkhart's going to try to chip that forward. Beach is there. Nice play by Beach. Burkhart trying to get that forward as well, but collected by the Mustangs. Mustangs now try to get a shot. Good block by Fort. Now Burkhart ties that up in the middle too. Burkhart tried to chip that forward. Now Fort's got it in his skates. Sent along the boards by Burkhart, but then wrapped in and around the net by the Mustangs. Nichols now trying to make a play on it in the corner. Puck evades him. Centering pass, trying to chip it out was Burkhart. Now it's loose in the middle. Trying to get that out was Beach. Beach, good hustle there, and Homewood's there as well. And Burkhart tried to get a stick on it, but then evaded as that puck went loose. And then a shot from the face-off circle on the side, gloved by Yace. We're going to get a change of forwards here now as Cooper, Archer, and Grace come out for this defensive zone face-off. Still with Nichols and Fort back on defense. Just over a minute here in the second period. Face-off drop back. Cooper tried to get that out. Now it's sent over to the side. Grace has it. He's going to chip that out of the zone. And now battle along the boards for it. Grace still battling for it now. Gets sent cross ice by the Mustangs now looking for a good pass. Oh, and it hops over the stick of Archer. Fort got it to Archer, but just bouncing puck. Sent in just wide of the net. Fort has it now. Fort's going to chip that up along the boards. Now battling for it is Fort again as it gets sent back by the Mustangs, and then up to nice play by Grace. Grace there, stick that aside. Grace has got a little bit of a step. He's going to try and take a shot. He gets pumped up, puck loose in front. Set aside, shot, followed up on Archer and Cooper, but held on to by the Mohawk goaltender. It's now Cooper going to take the face off for the Trojans here. Closing 15 seconds of the second period. Puck tied up, collected by Mohawk. That's going to be sent down the ice, off the boards. Teagarden has it now. Teagarden's going to get that to Sloan. Sloan's going to look cross ice. He's going to get that over to Archer. Archer's going to try to chip one towards the goal as time was expiring, but too far out. So nothing doing there on that one, but we've hit the end of the second period, so we'll take a brief intermission here as again teams gather up at the benches, talk about it, and they'll change sides as we get back for an exciting third. Folks, welcome back to the start of the third. All knotted up here at 0 apiece. Good strong game by both teams. We'll have Cooper, Archer, and Grace out to start the third with Sloan and Teagarden back on defense. Yates in net. See if the Trojans can work to find the back of the net here. Had a lot of good chances first two periods. Puck is dropped. Cooper gets that over to the side, but it's collected and dumped into the zone by the Mohawks. Now collected in the corner by Sloan, but he's going to run into a player playing in the corner. And that's going to be a penalty, looks like, on Sloan. That player does get up under his own accord. We'll have a roughing penalty for the Trojans. And we'll get another look at the Findlay penalty kill here. With Cooper and Grace out there, along with Nichols and Teagarden on defense. Number 2. So puck is dropped here. Cooper tried to get that center. Nice block by Yates as that gets sent out a shot from the face-off area. Now Nichols has it behind the net. He's going to look for different options. He's going to go back the other way, chip that along the boards to Grace. Grace is going to try to move that forward, but kept it in and then squirting out. Grace looking to chip that forward, but goes straight up in the air. Now looking for a shot from the slot was Mohawk. That goes to the side, loose in front, and goes across the crease. Nobody there, tipped aside, and Nichols has it. Now Nichols is going to push. He gets hooked, and now keeping it out of the zone. Nichols still has it. He comes out of the scrum with it. He tries to go deep with it. He gets edged out, though. Has an interference call, but no hands up. And now bringing it in, looking for a shot, but that shot sent wide are the Mohawks. And now Nichols has it. Nichols now going to play that along the boards up out of the zone, so forced to reset and take a shot is from across the blue line are the Mustangs, or are the Mohawks rather. Sorry, they played the Mustangs last night. But now we're going to have a face-off to the blocker side of Yace. And we've got just under 30 seconds left in this penalty kill. Homewood and Burkhart now come out as forwards with Fort and Eddie Homewood on defense. Now tipped forward by George Homewood. Now battling along the boards. Nice job. Homewood gets that out of the zone, and he's in pursuit, trying to catch up to this puck. Nice play in the corner by George Homewood. He's still got it. Trying to force a shorthanded goal. And then playing it back behind the net is George Homewood again. And then trying to cross ice past that are the Mohawks. Fort is there. Back at full strength are the Trojans. Successful penalty kill. They're going to wrap that around the boards. Eddie Homewood now going to try to chip that forward, held in by the Mustangs, but then tripped out in open ice is Mason Cooper, taking that behind the net. So now we're going to have a Trojan power play. So we're going to bring this down to the other side.
Go!
And we're going to have Cooper, Homewood, and Archer out there with Sloan and Teagarden to start this power play for the Trojans here. Just under 11 minutes left here in the third, all square at 0-0. Cooper tried to get that out. Homewood's got it now. He tried to fire a shot, stick to side, loose in front still. Now collecting that, sending it over to Archer. Archer fires one in front, tipped by Homewood. Homewood fires a shot. Oh, just missed the top corner outside. Chipped back in by Sloan. Sloan's got it now behind the net, surveying options. He's going to fire a shot. That gets gloved by the Hammond goaltender. So now Cooper to take the face-off for the Trojans. He tried to knock that back, but then held in by Sloan. Sloan's going to fire a shot. That's going to go all off the back of George Homewood. They're going to send that down the length of the ice. That's going to go past the crease, outside the crease, and they're going to have an icing. So with just under a minute left here in the Trojan power play, we're going to have an advantageous face-off down in the offensive zone to the blocker side of the Mustang goaltender. Sorry, that was Cooper. Looks like Cooper got hit in the back of the leg. All right, Cooper with the face-off gets that back to Homewood. Homewood's going to get that back to Sloan. Sloan's going to step up, fire a shot in front. That goes just wide. Archer's got it now. Archer's going to fire one towards the net. That goes across the front. Now George Homewood has it. He's going to try to play that along the boards. Get that back up there. George Homewood trying to fight through the middle. Now it's sent out to Teagarden. Teagarden's going to fire a shot. That goes off of a player. Now Archer's got it. Archer's going to look to make a play. Archer tucks that back down the corner, trying to get it out in front. Homewood was down there. Homewood now looking, or Cooper, sorry, Cooper was down there. Cooper now sends it to the front. Chipped, almost knocked in, but just wide. Now George Homewood tried to tuck that aside. Held in by Teagarden. Nice job there. Oh. And now we're going to have a penalty as two players going for the puck, but one fell. So they're going to call that a roughing, unfortunately. So for the next 5 seconds, we're going to skate 4-on-4, and then it'll be a penalty kill opportunity here for the Trojans. So Cooper out there now with Peter Koski and Fort and Nichols. Puck is dropped. Cooper knocks that to the side. Sent back behind the net by Mohawk, or by the Mohawks. Now Peter Koski looks to play that up the boards. He's got it tied up at least. And now Cooper back there too. Sent to the middle. Knocked aside. Nichols has it. Now it's knocked back behind the net. Nichols has it again. Reverses. Gets sent in front. That's going to be played off the boards and out of the zone. And then Peter Koski tying that up in the neutral zone. Nice job by Peter Koski as he ties it up further and then finally sent back in by the Mohawks. Now Ricky Nichols battling for it, or going to get it. He gets that up to Peter Koski. Peter Koski tried to get that out. Almost does from his feet, but then kept in. But Peter Koski still has it. And now Fort collects. Fort now bounces it off the boards, opposite side of the ice. And now looking to send that back in was the Mohawks, but then chipped aside by Cooper. And now sent back in and saved by Yace. That shot just past the blue line. 18 seconds left in the penalty kill to the Trojans. Grace coming out there with Peter Koski to represent the forward line. Peter Koski to take the face-off for the Trojans. Puck is dropped, goes out behind, knocked backwards by Peter Koski. Trying to tuck one in was the Mohawks, but then nice work there by Yace, who was on the ready. That puck squirts out and then sent out by Peter Koski, who's still battling for it in neutral ice. Then Mohawks chip it back in. Henry Fort there. He's going to play it off the boards to Nichols. That goes just a little past him, so it's chipped back into the corner. Trojans at full strength now. Trying to play that up the boards to Peter Koski was Nichols, collected by the defense and sent back in. But Peter Koski along the boards again, battling for it. Homewood there with it too. Now Homewood gets it out to the middle, tucks it back. He's got a little bit of room. He's trying to move up the boards. He gets edged out. No call there, and then chips forward with a shot, and Yace on the ready with the glove, sliding glove save. Great save by Yace as 44 was charging for the Mohawks. Tried to snipe one from the left face-off circle. So now we'll have Cooper out there with Beach and Homewood. Back to Sloan. Sloan going cross ice with it, trying to bounce it off the boards. Up to George. Homewood just couldn't get it there, intercepted. Now battle along the boards for it, chip back in. Up to Sloan. Oh, tried to get that up to Beach. Pass was just too far forward, but it evades everybody, and now back to the corner with it. Beach has it, throws it out in front, but intercepted. Cooper was trying to get to that too. And now coming back, looking for a shot. Nice job there by, oh no! No way, that was a tripping penalty. That was so clean. Or a hooking penalty.
Wait, they called a hook?
Don't understand how that was a penalty, as everything looked legit from here, but with just under 7 minutes left, we're going to have 88 in the box for the Trojans. So now sent back, collected by Sloan. Off the face-off, Sloan fires now out of the zone. Now chipping it ahead is Grace. Oh, Grace trying to get a breakaway. Puck still loose in the neutral ice area, collected by the Mohawks, then tipped aside by Grace again. Then sent up forward by Cooper. Now another shot, a toe drag now. Backhand shot, gloved away by Yace, and now collected by Sloan. Gets it over to Cooper. Now we've got a little bit of space. Cooper gets that back up to Sloan. Out through neutral ice. Sloan now chips it ahead. He's got a little bit of a step. Gets knocked aside. Now he's going to cut that back. Cut it back again. Now trying to bang along the boards for it is Sloan. Sloan now, no stick. And then chipped in by the Mohawks. Collected by Cooper. Chipped up and out of the zone by Teagarden. Teagarden now against the boards. Looked like interference. No call there as Teagarden went for that play. Now collected by Cooper. Offsides is the call. Neutral zone face-off. 17 seconds left in the penalty here to the Trojans. We'll get some fresh legs out there. Cooper staying, George Homewood there.
Hey!
Nichols and Fort on defense. Puck is dropped. Cooper knocks that to the side. Shot in. Yace. Save. Cover. And we'll have another face-off here. That killed off about 7 seconds there, so 10 seconds left in the penalty kill for the Trojans. Mason Cooper with the face-off knocks that back to Nichols. Nichols tried to go center ice with it. Now knocked away by George Homewood. Nice job there. Then collected in front by Mason Cooper coming out of the box at full strength. Now Cooper trying to split a couple people. He's got an opportunity to slide that. Oh, just rolled off his stick. And now George Homewood with a nice play there. And he gets checked from behind. No call. And now Cooper gets edged out on an interference. No call as they bring it up the ice. And then nice job there by Fort to knock the player off the ice there. And now knocking that up the boards is Homewood. George Homewood now tried to get that up to Cooper, but a little misdirection there. And now Archer's going to collect that, chip that along the boards. Kept in by Mohawk. Now collected by Nichols. Chipped forward into the corner. Now Nichols has it again as they knock it back behind the net. Now looking center ice for it, but then that gets out of the zone. River Archer in pursuit now as Mohawk sends that up, and now Archer's got it. Tried to make a play on it and just got sent. Too many players there. Now coming out of the bench is Peter Koski and Burkhart. Archer's out there still too. Teagarden's got it now. Teagarden's going to chip that forward, try to get it to Burkhart. Burkhart chipped it, but kept out by Mohawk. Now Teagarden has it again. He's going to get that up the boards to Burkhart. Burkhart's going to send that into the zone. He's got some room. He's going to pull it back. He's going to try to get a shot off. That's out in front. Loose still. Oh, Peter Koski almost had the tip in. Good offensive push by the Trojans there through the neutral zone. And that's going to give us an offensive zone face-off here for the Trojans as Burkhart, Schaaf, and Peter Koski out there now. Sloan and Teagarden back on defense. Just under 4 minutes here. Puck is dropped. Peter Koski gets that to the side. Sticked out. Flipped out. Lawyer's got it now. He gets it up to Peter Koski. Tries to get that up the boards to Schaaf, but runs into a player. And now Sloan's trying to fight his way through as well. Nice work there by Sloan. And then Schaaf gets it out of the offensive zone, or out of the defensive zone rather. And now sent back, and now Sloan's got it. Sloan's going to look to try to get Peter Koski. That's going to go to the middle, and that's going to go off of Schaaf. And now Peter Koski has it. Now Peter Koski gets across center ice, moves that forward, tries to get that puck deep. Now Burkhart in pursuit on the forecheck. Couldn't get a stick on it. Now Teagarden's got it. He's going to try to get it. Nope, tips aside. Now Peter Koski has it. He's going to send that forward, try to hit Burkhart. Intercepted. Trying to get a shot off. Nice effort there. Great work by Sloan on the defensive end. He's going to look for a little bit of room. Oh, takes that dangerous spot in front of the net. And now he's going to go. And Sloan's going to look for a shot. He tried to tuck it behind. Sloan still got it. Battling for it. Schaaf has it now. Chips it forward. And wrapped hard around the boards. Teagarden there. And then Cooper now collects it. Brings it back to Sloan. We're going to get an offensive line change here as they center that puck, but that goes off a player, but then Cooper comes out with it. Cooper gets that over to Homewood. Homewood now trying to backhand one in. Shot! He gets taken down. No call as this squirts out front. Nichols has it now. Nichols is going to look for a shot, maybe from the point. Nichols now taking it to the corner. He's going to send it out front. Oh, just tipped aside. Now Nichols battling for it. Puts on the brakes. Reverses. He's still got it behind the net. He reverses again. Still has the puck. He looks to tuck one in. Almost gets it in. Oh my goodness. Now battling for his grace now. Homewood's got it. Nice little move there by Homewood. He's circling. Tries to get that out to the point. Just tipped aside. And Nichols collects. We're under a minute 40 here left in the game. Centering or chips opposite side of the ice. Homewood now in pursuit. Homewood now nice. Gets it behind the net. Chipped away from him, but over to the corner. Homewood pursuing. Oh, we're going to have a penalty. Now going for a shot. And saved by yours. So we're going to have a penalty. It looks like Trojans are going to finish this game a man down.
That was a 100%.
That's correct. That was penalty for full leg.
So 11 for the Trojans going in the box for, looks like a questionable roughing call.
I don't blame him. Yeah, no, you're good, George. That's not your fault.
So we'll have Cooper, Grace, Teagarden, and Sloan out there now for the Trojans. Cooper now on the face-off. Shot, blocks that shot. Cooper now chips that forward. He's trying to make a play on it. That gets chipped back to the corner. Grace out there on pursuit along the boards. He's holding it along the boards. Now Mohawks got it. They get it back out to the point. Now collected. Now nice work by Sloan there. Sloan's going to chip that out of his own, and we've got a little bit of a break. Sloan's going to get around the side. He's still got it in his feet. Trying to send that to the middle. He gets tripped up, and we're going to have a penalty. And so we're going to skate 4-on-4 here with just under 50 seconds left, all tied up.
That was not a flop. That was dead.
So some open ice hockey here. As we'll have Teagarden, Sloan, Grace, and Cooper out there for the Trojans. 4-on-4 for the rest of this game, foreseeably. Cooper with the face-off. He ties up, trying to get it over to Grace. Now it squirts out in front. Teagarden with a shot in front. Grace is there. Oh, it gets knocked away. Now collecting it is Hammond. They're going to look to try to take it down the ice. Cooper in pursuit, knocks that aside. Now Grace has it. Grace is going to get that. He's going to push that forward. And now collected by Grace, and then Sloan gets it through neutral ice. He's going to play it along the boards. He gets tripped up again. Now going opposite side of the ice is Hammond. With it. They're going to poke it to the middle, but that's going to be out of reach. Teagarden there as well, battling for it. That puck goes high off the boards. Now Mason Cooper has it. He tries to get that up, but that gets tipped aside. Now through neutral zone. Webb Sloan there, tries to make a play on it, and we're going to have offsides. Oh, it just crossed the line when it got tipped in. So neutral zone face-off here with a second left. Oh, this game has been a battle, folks.
Penalty.
Puck is dropped, and tried to get to it was Findlay, but that's going to be it, folks, as we end it 0-0 in a tie for the third game, bringing your Trojans to 1-0-2 here in the Winter Classic. Hard-fought game by both teams here as they line up to shake hands. Great tradition in hockey. Join us again later tonight around 8 o'clock. We'll be back in Royal Oak as your Findlay Trojans will play the Rochester Rattlers in Game 4 of this matchup. Games Monday, pending results of all the games yesterday and today. So we'll have updates on that when we know of it. But broadcast will take place as well on Monday. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you again around 8 o'clock tonight.